أبي.
Oh my father.
Oh my father. لماذا تعبد هذه الأصنام?
Why is it that you worship these idols?
Why is it that you worship these idols? Let's read our second line on the count of three. Our third line. 1, 2, 3. لماذا تسجد لهذه الأصنام? How do we translate that?
And oh my father, why you prostrate to these idols?
Prostrate to these idols. Why do you prostrate before these idols?
So why is it?
You don't have to say why is it. You can say why do.
Yeah, because it just sounds good.
Yeah.
Or is it
There's no reason.
no reason?
Yeah, there's no reason why you would pick one over the other.
But how did he like be like this, like this,
These.
this, okay, these,
Well, it's
Literally having him.
Does it mean this is?
no, just this or these.
this,
Why is it not this is?
because had that.
No, that's not why. Tell me, Shamrays.
I don't remember the exact rule, but it was when you're dealing with things that are plural, you can treat them as singular.
No, that's not the question he has.
Oh, okay.
That's not what his question is. Explain your question.
Wait, what's
What's your question, Safi?
Why is it this?
I think
and
you
not
forgot
why
your-
is it these and
so
not
why
this?
is it not? Why is it not like? Wait, well, you explain my question. I got lost. I
I
got
thought your
lost trying
question-
to think.
Let me explain what he was translating this as. He says, why do you prostrate to this is idols?
Because like yeah, this,
Oh,
Why are we not saying this is idols?
because Lee, right?
When we have an ismul ishara, let's go back.
Oh, and what
When we have an ismul ishara, what's the ismul ishara here? هذه. When we have an ismul ishara, by default, is that definite or indefinite?
Definite.
Definitely.
It's definite. When the word after is indefinite, then you have a complete sentence.
I see.
Example, هذا كوب means what?
This is a cup.
This is a cup. If I said هذا الكوب, is the word after هذا definite or indefinite?
the one after.
هذا الكوب.
This cup.
Definite. So we have a definite and a definite. That's no longer a sentence. Because remember, to make a sentence, we have to have a mubtada, which is definite, and we have to have a khabar, which is indefinite. In hadha kubun, we have exactly that. But in hadha al-kubu, do we have a definite and then an indefinite?
Yeah.
We don't. So how do we translate hadha al-kubu?
This cup.
This
That's
cup.
why the
That's why the is not mentioned here. When we say هذه الأصنام, we have هذه, that's definite or indefinite? Definite. Al-Asnam, definite or indefinite?
This indefinite.
Al-Asnam.
Yeah.
So these idols.
So how do we translate هذه الأصنام?
These idols.
Yeah, we don't say these are idols.
So you say.
Because that's a complete sentence in English. Reflect on the fact that these are idols in English is a full sentence. In Arabic, if you wanted that to be a full sentence, you would have to say هذه
أصنام
أصنام. هذه أصنام.
Yeah.
Or هذه هي الأصنام. I think you're thinking about the thing I taught you afterwards. Yeah. Don't confuse them. Okay. Amir, any questions? Yes.
And so the reason we don't say هؤلاء is
Yes.
because
So what you were saying is the reason why we don't say ha'ula, which is the plural of hadihi, is because idols, although they are plural, they're treated as singular feminine because they're not humans.
Yeah.
Are only for human beings. That's a lie too, but we'll figure that out later. Ha'ula is male and female. All right. Where were we? Let's go to our next line. Same phrases we learned last time. What is he saying? You're reading the wrong line, Art. وَيَا أَبِي, oh my father, why do you ask these idols? Why do you ask them for your needs and your help and so on and so forth? Our next line, let's read it together. Inna hadhihi al-asnam ma. Can someone explain why we have something in the nasab state here?
The ism inna.
Very good. It is the ism of inna, and the ism of inna is always mansub or in the nasab state. Inna hadhihi al-asnama. How do we translate that? These idols.
Do not speak and do not.
No, wrong line. These idols what?
Do not speak and do not hear.
Do not speak nor listen. What? Let's do our next line. And indeed these idols do not harm nor benefit.
They're useless.
They're useless. Now, let's go ahead and read the next line. This is different. We haven't learned this yet.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Now, wala ayya. Wali ayyi. Wali ayyi shay'in tada'u laha at-ta'ama. Okay, guys, you're reading this as though you don't realize this is a question.
Oh, sorry.
Okay? This book is written with modern day punctuation in order to tell you what tone of voice to use. But you're reading it like you're reading the Quran, like you don't have any idea.
We're
what's
all at
happening.
Walmart right now.
Okay? Listen. Li ayyi shay'in. That's actually a phrase that's in the Quran. Yeah. That's min ayyi shay'in. Yeah? Yeah, so literally, you already know what that means. Li ayyi shay'in is a couple of words. Li, what did we translate li normally as? For. Ayyu in the Arabic language is used here in the jar state. Why are we saying ayyi?
Li.
Because li.
Yes, sir.
Let's understand this about the word ayyu. Ayyu means which of. Okay?
Which of?
Yes, literally which of. If you hear the word of, that tells you that this word has to always function as a mudaf.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes, mudaf. Because of signifies ownership, right? The book of Allah.
Yeah.
Okay? So, ayyu means which of. So, if I were to ask you, ayyu kitabin hada, what does that mean?
Which of the books?
Yes. Which of the books is this? Hada is this, right? Hada ayyu kitabin. This is which book? Literally, this is which book? So, li ayyi means what?
And for
Which, and then shay'in is in the jar state. Why?
Because mudaf ilayh.
Very good. So, for which thing? For which thing?
Shay means thing.
Shay means thing, right? Khalaqa kulla shay'in means what? He created every,
Or all of anything.
yeah,
All of things.
all things, right? Everything. Shay means thing. In Arabic, when we say for which thing means for which reason.
Yeah.
Okay? That's not,
That makes sense.
yeah, it's not intuitive to someone who's just used to not saying that. But in English, we say for what? Too, right? In Arabic, we say that too. We say lima. We say limada, for what? We say le,
That
right?
was a question.
In Masr, you say le, right? Li ayyi shay'in literally means for which thing, but that's another way to say for which reason.
For which reason?
Because look, a reason is ultimately a thing.
Yeah.
Okay? Imagine if somebody came to your house and asked you for $1 million, and you give them $1 million. You say li ayyi shay'in. Like what? For what thing? Like for what thing in return?
Yeah.
Right? For what thing did you do that? Like what did you get in return? So li ayyi shay'in in simple translation would just mean for what reason? Why? Simply why? For which thing equals why? This is why in modern Arabic or in slang Arabic, some colloquial dialects, you'll have people say lesh. Like in Saudi, you people say lish.
ليش يا زلمه؟
Yeah, it's actually an acronym from li. They took the li, they took the alif from ayyi, and they took the sheen from shay'in, and they turned the alif into a ya because
like
it's
that.
preceded by a kasra.
Like we say y'all.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing. They got contractions.
We're doing the same thing.
Yeah, you do it actually a lot more.
I know, I just realized that.
Yes.
While you're talking.
So, lesh is actually li ayyi shay'in. Actually, you want to know a harder one? You're from Lebanon, right? Palestine. Yeah, you guys say shlonek, right?
Yeah.
Okay, shlonek is actually ayu. What does ayu mean?
Which
No, you just told me what ayu means.
Which?
Oh, are you for what?
No, that's li ayu shay'in. Ayu itself, like
Oh, which one?
Which, right?
Yeah.
Ayu shay'in lonu wajhika.
Ayu shay'in lonu
Which
wajhika.
Which thing is the color of your face?
Which thing is the color of your face?
Oh, like what's the state of your face?
Yeah.
What's your mood? What's the-
So they shorten that acronym into 4 letters. They take 4 words and say shlonek, which actually ayu shay'in lonuka or lonu wajhika. Okay? Which means how you doing?
That's awesome.
What color is your face? So you people from the Levant, from Palestine, Lebanon,
Yeah.
Syria,
What's the
Jordan,
Iraq has one too. It's like
you guys do
very
this a
good.
lot. Okay? So
It's just us?
no, you do it more. You do it
Really?
more.
We're the rednecks.
Yes. So, لأي شيء, why? تضعوا. تضعوا is a new verb. Alright, pay attention. This is going to be a little complicated. The word تضعوا in Arabic comes from the Arabic verb shimrays. Comes from وضع. Okay.
وضع. That's
وضع in Arabic is the past tense verb and it means to place.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you take a verb that starts with wa, in the present tense, almost always the waw is going to be omitted.
and there's no sukun either.
The waw is going to be cut out. Okay? There's a lot of examples we'll see in the Quran. For example, we have wada'a. We have also the word in Arabic commonly, which is wa'ada.
Wa'ada.
Anyone know what wa'ada means?
He's promised. He's sworn.
Promise. He promised, right? The present tense of wa'ada is ya'idu. What happened?
It became
No, wow.
No, the waw didn't become a ya.
That's the
Because the present tense always has a prefix, like yaf'alu.
Oh, yeah.
The ya's already there. So we just drop the waw if it's at the beginning of the word.
Oh.
Waw and ya are the most complicated letters in Arabic when they appear in verbs. Just know that if the root letters contains waw and ya, there's going to be trouble.
trouble.
Those letters are going to transform or be missing. So that's actually the case in the word wada'a as well. Wada'a in the present tense is ya, la. Yeah, it's yada'u. No, not daraba yadribu. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah?
Which one?
Yada'u.
So is dal a word or no?
Is what?
Like without the wa, is dal a word?
No, it's not.
Okay.
But the command is da.
Oh, put.
Yeah, put, right?
Oh, okay.
Does that make
So it
sense?
is.
What that is?
Is what wada'a? It's fataha yaftahu.
Oh,
So technically it should be wada'a yawda'u. Like fataha yaftahu yawda'u, but they dropped the waw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like promise.
We'll talk about that later. These are advanced.
How
Okay?
do you say like wa'ada? What if? How do you say like what?
Like
Promise?
Promise.
oh, right.
Right. So same thing.
Hey,
What?
sorry.
We just
Would
get
that be count also?
Yeah.
no. That's technically udda.
What that?
So like count.
Yeah, it's actually udda.
Let's tell somebody to count.
Yeah.
Udda.
Yeah.
Oh.
Actually, there's 3 possible. You can say udda, uddi, uddu, or udud.
Man, I want to speak like this so bad.
There's 4 that are allowed. No, it's not. No. That's even more complicated because you have
Like speaking is such a
the root letters there are ayn, dal, dal. There's no wow there.
Yeah. It's
Adda means to count.
adada, but they made adda.
Yeah. That's an advanced lesson as well. Alright, so لِأَيِّ شَيْءٍ was translated as why. تَضَعُ, that's second person male. You can tell by the ta. So why do you place laha? What is laha?
For her.
For her, but in this case for
The idol.
them. Why do you place for them al-ta'ama wa sharaba?
Food and drink.
Why do you place food and drink for the idols? Meaning, why do you place them in front of the idols as an offering, as a sacrifice? They would do that. And then the food would get eaten. In reality, somebody would pull up at night.
Some hungry dude come by. That Santa Claus comes by.
Yeah. All right. We're going to finish this very quickly.
Okay.
وَإِنَّ هَذِهِ الْأَصْنَامَ يَا أَبِي لَا تَأْكُلُوا وَلَا تَشْرَبُوا. And indeed,
Oh my father.
لا تأكلوا
Do not eat.
ولا تشربوا.
Do not drink.
وكان آزر يغضب ولا يفهم. Used to get angry and not understand. Yafhamu comes from what root letter? Yeah, it's actually fahima. Yafhamu. Samia. Remember bodily actions? Or samia yasma'u? Fahima happens in the body. So fahima yafhamu. Okay. So Azar would get upset and Azar would not understand. وَكَانَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ يَنْصَحُ لِقَوْمِهِ. We learned yansahu from nasiha. What is nasiha? Advice. So what does yansahu mean? To give advice. So Ibrahim used to
Give advice
لِقَوْمِهِ, to his qawm, to his nation, to his people. وَكَانَ النَّاسُ يَغْضَبُونَ وَلَا يَفْهَمُونَ.
And then people used
to get upset and
not understand. قال إبراهيم.
And
Ibrahim said, Ana aksiru. This ana is redundant,
Yeah.
but sometimes it has a purpose, and that is to emphasize that I'm going to be the one to do it. Okay? So, how do we translate this? We won't say I. We'll translate this as it is I.
It is I.
In order to emphasize, yes, it is I. I will. Aksiru comes from kasara yaksiru, which means to.
How do you know that?
Don't worry about that later. I'll explain that inshallah in depth next class as well. Aksiru comes from kasara yaksiru, which means to break. Maksur is something that is broken. So kasara means to break. Ana aksiru, it is I who will break al-asnama.
Idols.
Idha means when. When.
People go.
Dhahaba nasu.
People go.
People.
We'll talk about idha next class.
People win.
It can mean if as well. Okay? And I'll help you understand how to identify. Idha means when here. It can also mean if. When. Dhahaba nasu is past tense, but idha has a quality in that it takes a past tense verb and always gives it the present tense meaning. Anywhere time you see in the Quran, either shamsu kuwirat. Kuwirat is past tense, but we translate it as when the sun will be folded up.
So only if.
Either has that quality that it takes a past tense verb and makes it present tense in meaning. Yes.
So when the people.
Yeah. So when the people will leave. Wahina idhin, and I'll explain this word next class. Hina idhin means and only then. Okay? And then Yafhamun nasu, the people will understand. We know this is future tense because it hasn't happened yet. And then the people will understand, inshallah. Any questions? Even if you do, inshallah, hold off till next class. Inshallah, we will go over lesson 3. 1 second. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi.